So I'm looking up, the American slavery archives from the government. According to RG 36 Records of the United States Customs Services, 1745-1982, Congress created the Customs Service on July the 31st, 1789, and made it part of the Department of Treasury, September 1789. The service assisted other agencies in the enforcement of the slave trading laws that were passed between 1794 to 1820. In particular, the 1807 law prohibited the transportation of slaves after 1808, and Section 9 required that all vessels of 40 tons or more carrying slaves into the coastwise trade filed duplicate manifests, ports of origin and destination, showing name, age, and description of each slave, the name and residence of exporter and consignee. The pledge that this slave had not been imported after 1807. Manifest records exist for four parts. Records of Custom House. Records are arranged chronologically by date and of arrival, and thereunder by name of vessel. They show name, tonnage, and nationality of vessel, due of arrival, name of master, name usually a Christian only, age, sex of slave, name and address of consignee, sex of slave, name and address of consignee, and name of owner. Philadelphia, 1790 to 1840, New Orleans from 1819 to 1852 and 1860 to 1861, Mobile, 1822, and Savannah, Georgia, 1801. Records of the Office of the Secretary of Interior. By an act of Congress, March 3, 1849, the Department of Interior consolidated in one department the General Land Office under the Secretary of Treasury, Commissioner of Indian Affairs, and Office of the Commissioner of Pensions under the Secretary of War, Patent Office under the Secretary of State, Commissioner of Public Buildings, and assumed the jurisdiction over census taking, marshals, and court offices, charitable and penal institutions in the District of Columbia. Records relating to the suppression of the African slave trade to the Negro colonization, 1854 to 1872. Several laws were passed in the 19th century for the suppression of the African slave trade and for support of the colonization of recaptured and free Africans. In 1861, the Interior Department assumed responsibility of administering the anti-slave trade laws and those providing for the colonization of recaptured and free Africans in Liberia and other countries. The Secretary of Interior accumulated much correspondence related to a variety of issues and subjects surrounding the suppression of the trade from the President, Congress, various executive departments, 1858, 1872, and from United States agents for liberated Africans in Liberia, 1860 to 1865. Register of letters received, 1858 to 1872. Letters received and other records, 1854 to 1872. Letters sent, 1856 to 1872, Volume 1. Press copies of letters sent, 1861 to 1869. Weekly returns, USS Atlanta, which should be a ship. Look up the ship, USS Atlanta, 1858 to 1859, Volume 1. The records of government of the Virgin Islands, as you can see. You see? What else, man? This is interesting, very interesting as we continue on. I'll get to all of these in another day. The General Record of the Department of State. Foreign Affairs. Interesting to say the least. As you can see, it goes on and on. But there's documents of all of this. Documentation. On and on and on. Mm-mm-mm. So much information. It's at our fingertips. Let's see if we go down to element of anything about. Let's see. Not that I can see. Not that I see just yet. But let's continue. Myers. Look up those Thomas Myers. Mulatto slaver. Moors. Freeman. Moors. Moreno Fernando. U.S. Marshal. Interesting. Representatives from Kentucky. Moore. Moray, the British consul. Mohawk. Anyway, do some research. Don't listen to me. Go out and check for yourself. Isaac Mayo. Or Meyer. Meyer. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm trying to get at? We might have been told things in reverse. I appreciate the love. Everybody coming on in. Appreciate that. Let's go. So again, what's the name of this index? American Slavery, Civil Records, the African American Heritage, from the National Archives. King Cooley, I'm up.